Hi, it's Wilma, and this is Wilma's Cross Stitch. Welcome to Flosstube number 9. Good to have you here today, and this is my little corner of my cross stitch world. Welcome. Welcome to those who are returning, and welcome to those who are here for the first time. I'm glad you came. I'm coming to you from Saskatchewan. It is a cold day today, and we had between 5 and 10 centimeters of snow. Winter is definitely here. So it's a great time to start doing Christmas and winter stitching for myself. So what do we have in store today? Well, we have a finish. We have some whips. I'm going to talk about a haul that I'm going to share in another video. I'm going to talk about some, starts too, and talk about some 2026 planning that I'm thinking about. And then I'm going to do a fabric consult. So there you go. Let's get going. So the whips, let's start with those today. I'm going to do the finish when I do a start because they're all in the same project bag, so it's much easier. So our first whip today is Tiny Modernist. I've shown this a number of times, and I keep working on it because I'm trying to keep up. And here we go. Tiny Modernist, the mystery Christmas sampler. And I'm having problems keeping up. So what I'm doing is each section, we get a section once a week. And so each section, I just do the border. And if I have time, I do what's inside the border. And if I don't, when the 14 weeks are up, I'll go back and finish it. So this last week, I did the border right here, right there, and that is where Santa Claus is going to go. So if I don't have time to do it before Monday, that is what I've gotten done so far, and it's on 14 count gray pewter Ada. And here's my bag, because one of my previous videos, one of the people asked if I would show my bags. So here's a bag, and it's from Evertote. So there's the first one. The second whip is Peace and Goodwill by Brenda Gervais. And I have a few Brenda Gervais whips this week. So here it is. Here's the chart. And I started doing it. I had worked on it for a while, and then I put it aside. But then I heard from Mrs. Smith Stitching, a Flosstuber here in Canada, that they were doing a stitch along. So I thought I'd join in and see if I could get some more done. And I did get something done this week. I'll first show you what I got done. I got done the bow and the wreath. And this is the full portion. I started it in July, and now I'm getting back to it. And we'll see how far I can get throughout this season. I'm enjoying it, and I really do enjoy Brenda Gervais designs. So that was number 2. And there's a project envelope that I made myself. I'm no expert, but I can use the sewing machine a little bit. And so here is another bag, and this is from Evertote. I'm part of their bag club. It's a great bag for smaller projects. And this is also a Brenda Gervais. And this is Let It Snow, cute snowman. And I have to decide if I'm going to do the whole thing or just a portion. I'm wondering if I'm going to leave around the border out or not and just make it into an ornament. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And where is this? Here it is on 14 count lamb's wool Ada. And for you who are not familiar with this Ada, it is a Witchelt product. There you go. Words are difficult today. So there you go. I got the tree done, and I filled in the snowman. So I'm quite happy with my progress for this week on this project. So yeah, that was the second Brenda Gervais. And we have one more. And we also have another Evertote bag. It was also part of the bag club I'm in. I got 3 bags in one. So here we go. Santa stops here, and I've spent probably a good amount of time on this one. I'm going to show you first what I did. I worked on Santa Claus and on the snowman, and I finished doing all the trees. So it's coming along nicely. It's a lot of stitching, but I'm enjoying it. So there you go. And that's on 14 count. I think it's beautiful beige, actually. I think that's the fabric I'm using for that one. So those are my whips. So let's move on to some starts. And the first start I'm going to show you also include in this bag. It also includes the finish I did. So let me just pull out the 2 pieces of gray fabric. So, and maybe I can get the charts too. So the charts. Wise Men. Nativity Frill. And I finished it. So all we have to do is I'm going to wait until I do one other chart, and that complements this, and then I will do a finish. And the complementary chart is Shepherd Frill. So there you go. And this is how much I got done. It's a small project, so I think I'll be able to get this done in a few weeks. So there you go. There it is. Looking good. Pleased with the progress. And then when these 2 are done, I will add these to the Nativity Tiny Town, and then somehow I will finish them so that they will all look nicely together in a display. So there's that one. Then I decided to do a few more ornaments. Some ornaments for some friends who live here locally. So I found, I went to Stitching with the Housewives. That is one of my, one of the sites that I like going to for Christmas ornaments or small projects. And I get PDFs. So here's Angels We Have Heard on High. So I picked that one, and I picked another design, which is All Is Calm. And there's 5 that are kind of similar, that are kind of a set. And this is what I got done so far, 14 count white Ada. And yes, I have a little bit more to do, and I might have this done by next time. So those are the ornaments I'm working on as gifts. And they're all done uncalled for colors, which is usually Classic Colorworks. So there's that one. So one less bag to show you, and that's this one. And that's from a friend from Manitoba who makes bags. And my projects in here are for Jingle Ball. That will be happening the beginning of December. And I've signed up for 2 classes from Stacy Nash. So the one class is the mouse, is the, what is this, Animal Cracker Ginger mouse. So there you go. And I'm doing it on an Ada fabric, and it's from Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's called Peppermint Sparkle. And this is how far I've gotten. So I have a ways to go, and I'm going to try and get at least part of it done in time for the class. And then there's a second class that's a gingerbread item, and I haven't started that yet. But when I do, it's going to be on this fabric, and this is also Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's called Driftwood. And I'll be using these flosses. So there you go. So that's all the stitching I've done this week. I think that's a fair amount of stitching. So there you go. So the next thing I thought I'd talk about is, oh yes, before I go on to the next thing, I got some haul today, and I am going to do a separate video for that because it is the ornament box from 141 Design. So I will do that separate, and for those who are interested in seeing what's in the box. So next thing, I thought I'd share some of the things that I'm thinking about doing for 2026. Actually, I just saw some charts and I thought, oh, maybe I'll do that. So I am just putting a whole bunch together, and then at the end of December, I will definitely decide which ones make the cut and which maybe don't. So let's have a look at what some of these projects are. So the first one is, and this one is definitely going to make the cut. This is What Remains is Love, or What Remains. It's from Blackbird Designs. And I've showed it before, and I have said, and I continue to say, that I'm going to continue working on this sampler. That's what it is. It's a sampler until it's done. So it will definitely be going into 2026. And let me just show you how far I've gotten on it. And I'm using the call forward colors, the hand-dyed colors. So this is how far I've gotten. So I will pick that up either, sometime between now and the end of the year or starting in 2026. I got it from Traditional Stitches when they had it as an exclusive, but I do believe that you can get it from other shops now too. So there's the first one for a possibility for 2026. Then the next thing is, This is the Day by Plum Street. And this is a bag that I got from a bag maker here in Canada called Be Busy Bags. And here's the chart. This is the day. And this is how far I've gotten. That house is a lot of work. So anyway, that brickwork, mortar, it's a lot of work. So I will be hopefully getting back to it. And I'd like to get back to it in 2026, I think, because it was one that I was enjoying. But I just put aside as I was starting more seasonal projects. And then I've added to the possibility of this one, 12 monthly minis. I've already did the pumpkin as for a small exchange, made it into Biscornu. So I'm thinking of doing this some more in this booklet for myself, and we'll either do it as square pillows or as Biscornus. A lot of cute patterns that I'd like to try. And then this next one, I showed this a little while ago because I had just started it. Well, I had kitted it and I started it really briefly. And I've decided that I will do this in 2026, and every month I'll do a flower. And there's the beginning of the first flower. And let's see if we can find the chart. I can show you this part. It's just the floss, and it's part of the picture. And you can see that on Fat Quarter Shop because it's a Lori Holt pattern. And I'm using the called for colors, which are classic Colorworks. That's that one. So here is another bag from my friend Jess in Manitoba. And this, oh yes, this was a birthday start, one of 2 birthday starts. And it's from Hands On Design, and it's season 2, so it has each of the months. And I am going to do the months all together. And I have chosen this fabric, which is a 14 count. It's a little bit darker. It's showing a little bit light. It's a little bit darker than that. It's an amber 14 count Ada. So I want to get back to that. One of my Christmas starts. And then what else do we have here? Oh yes, I got this at a sale table at a retreat. and I thought it would be fun to do that. I have a lot of Christmas, but not so much winter, so I thought that would be a fun one to possibly do. And then this one, Plum Street Samplers. Yes, I love Plum Street just like I love Brenda Gervais. And this is called Gathered Hearts, and it says, I have gathered your heart to mine. So I don't have the fabric, but I have the floss. So we'll see when that gets started. And one more that I've selected to this point for 2026, and that is called Log Cabin Christmas by Little House Needleworks. And that is this project. There's 9 parts, and I thought maybe I could do 1 part a month and have it done by next fall. And I'm doing it on 14 count lamb's wool. And I started by doing a bunch of the borders. And then I started working on this one more to get more of it done. So we'll see. But this is definitely one, my 2 birthday starts, I would really like to bring into 2026. So that would be great if I could do those. So I'm going to put those aside, and then I'll see what other ones that I come up with that I'd like to do, because I kind of would like to do an ornament a month too. And we'll see what I get done. I have big plans for 2026. We'll see how it goes. So the final thing is a fabric consult. So I saw this new group on Facebook, and they're doing a stitch along for this GH1857. And so, and I had started it on some linen that I'm not happy with. So I thought I would change it to an Aida fabric. But before I do that, let me just tell you who's kind of involved with the stitch along. If you go to Facebook and you just type in GH1857 stitch along, you will find the group. And they have divided the chart into 24 parts. So they're looking to get this done in 2 years. So I thought I might join them since I had already started it, and I have it kitted up with all the called for colors. So, so I thought I'd change my fabrics. I was going to buy something from 123 Stitch because the called for fabric is in linen, but it's from Fiber on a Whim, yeah, and it's called Wheat. But I found the Aida Fiber on a Whim Wheat at 123 Stitch, and I thought, well, I could buy that, then it would be really close to what the model was stitched on. But then I thought about it. I thought, I've got a lot of fabrics in my stash, so I thought I would just choose one of them. So I'm just going to show you. You might like to see these are the flosses that are being used for the project. So here's the first one. This is Dirty Aida. So there's one choice, and this is probably the darkest one there is. So there's that one. Then there's Beautiful Beige. There's Vintage Country Mocha. This is also 14. All these have been 14 counts so far, so it'll be a little bit bigger than the model. And then the final one is the lamb's wool that I love, but this one is in 16 counts, so it would be the same size as the model. So this is the lightest one. So not sure which one I'm going to choose yet. So you're welcome to leave a message for me and give your opinion on what fabric you think I should use for this project. So that's it for today. It's been so good seeing you. You know, I moved here 2 years ago to this part of Saskatchewan from Ontario, and there aren't many cross-stitchers in town. There are some, but not many. So it is so good to be part of the Flosstube community and to be able to share with others. So it was good to have you here. All I can say is happy stitching, stay warm, and hopefully I'm not going to get too much snow. And I'll see you next time. Bye.